Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime Symbol, and today I'm going to be giving you part 4 of What If Naruto Was the King of the Curses Sukuna. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Trained Too Hard and Broke his limiter over an Anime King 2, and enjoy that guys. And yeah, a new poll will be up soon, so if you want to see your what if in that poll, comment the idea down below and have a chance for it to be done by me guys. So yeah, sit back, relax, and I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. So without further ado, how about we jump right into this brand new episode? Begin now guys. So, the last part that we left off, the team had faced off against Zabuza. Zabuza was a threat, however. With a combined effort of Naruto and Kakashi, Haku was forced to intervene, as Naruto almost crushed Haku's skull. Having no idea who the person is, just knowing that the person took his kill away. So with that, they headed back towards the house. Things were calm and normal until Inieri decided to make his self known, saying that they were all going to die. So Naruto threw a kunai towards his head. Kakashi deflected in time though to stop it from piercing him, as Naruto said that he was just doing him a favor. Kakashi reprimanded Naruto after that. Later that night, Sai finally showed up, as he brought Naruto towards a mission that Danzo had assigned for him. His goal was to get Gato back to Sai. He could kill all the people inside as long as he keep Gato alive. So with that, Naruto proceeded on. He slipped in rather easily. When he was inside, he made a commotion as all of them came down on him hard. However, he was enjoying every single moment of it. A big smile on his face, Naruto started to cause chaos, as he started to kick people through buildings, slashing buildings by their core, causing them to collapse on one another. It was pure destruction and chaos, and he was loving every single second of it. Several people were being ripped right through, as Naruto leaped and crash landed through the building where Gato was located. Once he was inside, the man tried to flee as Naruto proceeded to kick him right in the face, knocking him out. He then turned his power towards the door in front of him as he waited. The next second, the entire place went up in a blinding light, as a bright flash caused immense flames to be taken over the entire area. The flames were so hot as they burned the entire buildings to sunder, leaving absolutely nothing behind, as Naruto walked out with a smile on his face as he threw the unconscious Gato down towards Sai's feet. He also gave Sai a warning the next time he shows his face. He wanted to meet his master, otherwise he would not be going back alive. As Naruto made his way back towards the house, while that was going on, the same white-haired woman from before, she was standing in front of a whole lot of people. They were praying and worshipping to a statue. The statue looked similar to Naruto, however it had two faces. They were calling him Lord Sukuna, someone they worship. That is when we got a bit more info on these people. It turns out that all of them were trapped inside of some sort of body. Yes, that was not their original body. They call themselves curses. She also blamed the Sage of Six Path. Yes, she was angry at him and she blamed him for what he had done. She said that it was his seal. His seal was a reason why they could not shed these bodies and return to their normal form. That is why they had to break said seal, and she would be releasing her master in the process as well. We then had a small time skip as Naruto made his way. When he came across Haku, Haku believed that Naruto did not know who he was. However, he did not have enough time as Naruto ripped Haku apart from the inside out. He then followed the trail towards where Zabuza was and completely tore him apart as well. In that moment, Naruto tried to dig deeper than he's ever digged before, as he dig into his soul. He arrived inside of the dark area where he saw the cage, a human cage, as he saw a hand extending outwards. He grabbed said hand as he tried to pull it out. However, the more he tried, the harder the seal fight back. The seal started to shock and affect the individual, but on the outside world, when Naruto was pulling, he had pulled out so much power. It spread through the entire land of Wave, scaring the people senseless, but it was not all. It also spread through where the woman was with the followers that were praising Sukuna. A shocked, confused look came on her face as she could not quite understand what and how this was possible. Kakashi ended up finding Naruto, who told him that he was simply relaxing and this girl showed up. And she attacked him, so he, well, ripped her apart. And then he found Zabuza and did the same. There wasn't much Kakashi could ask him about that because it was already done and Naruto was not in the mood to elaborate on anything. Soon after, they returned back to the Hidden Leaf. Hiruzen reprimanded Naruto as well for what he did, warning him that if he ever try anything like that again, his ninja license will be taken away, as he almost killed Inoue with a kunai. However, Naruto simply brushed it off like it was nothing. Soon after, Sai finally showed himself, as Naruto was brought to Danzo. Naruto did not really care who he was, he just wanted the missions. So for the next month and a half, Naruto went on several missions. Even Danzo started to become a bit cautious of the boy. That is when Naruto asked him about the seal, if he could remove it. But Danzo could not, as Naruto let something slip that the Nine-Tails was not with him. No, that was confusing to even Danzo, not understanding how Naruto did not have the Nine-Tails. None of that made any sense. However, Danzo wanted to place the boy under his control because even he could see that Naruto was a wild card, and if not kept under proper supervision, he might end up dooming them all. So Danzo had to make a move very soon to get the boy under his control. However, the Chunin exams was coming up, and Naruto was smiling for it. Danzo was curious about what he intended to do in the exams, as Naruto told him that he was going to demolish the opposition. He wasn't doing this for Konoha, or did he really give a crap if this was boosting their status? All he wanted to do was fight against strong individuals, and this exam will give him that opportunity to do so. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across to the place, check it out for yourself, and don't forget to go ahead and check out the other what ifs over in the other channel guys. Links will be down in the description. So yeah, without further ado or wasting more time, what do you say we jump right into this? Begin now guys. We begin this episode with the white-haired woman. She was by herself once again. She was sitting down, her eyes were closed, as a memory flashed through her mind. It was pure chaos and destruction. Standing there was a sage of Six Paths. He was bleeding heavily. In front of him was someone. As the person was trying to get up, the sage was already flashing through hand sign. She was injured, but she had to move. She rushed forward only for the person to shout at her. "Udahume," he said, as he could not even raise his hand because of the seals trying to bind his body. He gave her a look. She snapped out of the memory as she opened her eyes, now revealed her name to be Udahume. She got up to her feet. It wasn't possible. Her master has been sealed for so long now. But yet, that sensation, that feeling, there was no other that could produce a feeling like that. But how was it possible? She had all the followers scouring the earth and trying to find and pinpoint the location of that feeling. The residue of it would be large, so they had time. 1 week if she was correct. She cursed. They were all limited because of the bodies that they were currently in. Because of that damn sage. It was a good thing that their lord had moved fast and stopped the ceiling from taking the rest of them as it did for the many others. She and the other followers that were left here were the only ones. The others were sealed away just like her master until recently when she felt that sensation. But why wouldn't her master come to her? Of course he could find her easily if he was out there. None of this made any sense. She had no idea what was going on, but she will find out very, very soon. Meanwhile, within the Hidden Leaf village, Naruto was walking, hands in both of his pockets. As he was making his way, the sensei wanted to speak to all of them. Whenever he did not do something that they say, they keep on telling him that he was on thin ice. As Naruto was realizing that they weren't gonna do jack shit to him because of the Nine Tails. They need him to be a ninja, but for now he was controlling himself. Because it is better that way. To see the looks on their face when he finally gutted all of them. It will be worth it, he thought to himself. So he proceeded towards the location. Upon hearing something, he turned his gaze as he went down the alley to see a kid being held up by his shirt. Two others trying to get the teenager to put him down, but he refused as he pulled his fist back. That is when Naruto noticed a headband and realizing that they were not from this village. Realizing that some fun could be had. Immediately, the both of them sensed the intent. They were used to this feeling because of their brother Gaara, but this intent was far worse. Kankuro immediately dropped Konohamaru. He twitched 3 of his fingers. 3 of the puppet hand came up and blocked the kick. However, they broke, shocking Kankuro as he was kicked in the face. He was launched right into the wooden post. Immediately, the fan was drawn by his sister and swung. Naruto reached up and caught it, surprising her by his raw strength. He turned his gaze towards her as he ducked underneath it and stepped into her guard. A smile on his face, Temari felt all of the air out of her lungs vanish as he buried his fist into her gut and twisted. She was blasted away right into her brother as Naruto leaped forward, but before he could proceed to end them, which what he was intending at the moment, sand wrapped around him. The children had ran away as Naruto found himself suspended in mid-air. The sand gripped him tightly as possible as a red-haired individual appeared out of nowhere, walking up towards a group. Gaara's eyes were dead set on Naruto. It was almost like he was trying to look into Naruto's soul. However, all Naruto did was smile back. "Get your damn dirt off me," said Naruto, "before I rip your head off." Gaara clenched his fists as he looked at Naruto. The tightening of the sand squeezed around Naruto's body. "Your eyes are just like mine," said Gaara, before a snarl came on his face. "And I don't like that," he said. However, the next moment the sand exploded outwards as Naruto had set himself free. Gaara created a shield above him as Naruto's feet impacted it. The sand trembled but held up. "Gaara, behind you!" the voice of Kankuro yelled. The sand reacted fast as Naruto's feet smashed against it. He then vanished once again and appeared in Gaara's eyesight. Gaara sent this sand forward as Naruto leaped forward. However, there was too much as Naruto was once again grabbed. This time though, Gaara applied a tremendous amount of pressure as Naruto coughed up blood. His head then hung low. Gaara then threw him as Naruto broke through the tree, breaking through several fences before he slammed into a building side as it started to cause a lot of ruckus. Several people coming to investigate. The building that Naruto leaned on started to tremble. The whole place around him started to tremble. Everyone started back away in fear as a demonic aura started to spread from the blonde. Naruto gripped both sides of his shirt before he tore said shirt off, his nails coming on full display his eyes glistening. Shock could be heard from the blonde as he snapped his gaze up, blood dripping down his lip as he licked said lip, a psychotic look in his eyes as he got to his feet and brushed his hair back. Now that's what I'm talking about. I knew this exam was going to be fun. The groan exploded as Naruto leaped forward. Gaara turned as he raised his hand defense. However, he was sent sailing as Naruto exploded right through it. Temari and Kankuro were shocked, speechless. The strange energy had burst through it. The force alone had sent Gaara sailing. He slammed through a tree, courtesy of the punch, before he slammed against a post. Gaara felt pain that he has not felt in a very long while. He slowly picked himself up before he rolled out of the way as Naruto's feet exploded through the pole, destroying it completely. He then grabbed the broken pole and turned. Good thing Gaara-san came to his defense as Naruto drove it on top of him. The ground broke as the sand seemed to struggle to withstand Naruto's strength. Now this is fun. Let us continue, said Naruto as he clenched his fist and drove it into the earth. The entire place exploded by the raw force, sending debris and dust everywhere. Naruto shot through it as Gaara was momentarily suspended in mid-air because the ground had shattered completely. Gaara tried to bring his hand up only for him to be hit so hard everything went dizzy. Gaara slammed into something hard as he rolled over on the ground in pain. The bloodlust and the conniving evil which is Shikaku started to spiral out of control. Naruto landed in front of him, a sick twisted grin on his face. Yes, get up. Let us fight some more, said Naruto, as he started to cackle insanely. That is when several Anvus flooded the area, including their sensei Baki. Gaara's sensei to be exact. Gaara, stand down! However, Gaara was not paying attention as both him and Naruto's eyes were locked together. The several shinobis started to flock to their side as everyone started to intervene. As Naruto's smile was continuously growing though, the strange bloodlust and the cursed energy started to put the fear of God into most of them. Some of them newly promoted Jonins were petrified. They could not quite understand how a child was giving off this feeling, and they were afraid. Gaara! Baki yelled at him once more, making him snap out of his little trance. As he looked around, remembering what his father had said, as it started to anger him, but he started to calm down, as he was told not to cause any problem for the hidden sand. Gaara started to release his anger until Naruto stepped forward. And who said that we're done? Naruto flashed forward only for the Anvus to appear in his path, his nails clashing against their blade. 2 of them to be exact. However, the Anvus felt the pressure on their steel, which started to fracture slightly. Stand down, Uzumaki! That's an order, they yelled. And who the hell tell any of you that you're in charge of me, he asked. A vicious tone as he spoke, as he was raising his left hand. Kakashi arrived on the scene. Naruto, stop it! Now, he yelled. Naruto glanced over his shoulder. Hatake, he said. I said stop it, said Kakashi. Immediately. I am not going to ask you again. Naruto spat angrily until he remembered, as he calmed down almost instantaneously. As the others around breathed a sigh of relief, as Naruto simply smiled to himself. Let them keep on acting this way, like they were the ones in charge. Soon enough they will see. Soon enough they will all see. After the commotion was broken up, as Naruto was taken to the Hokage for questioning, when he explained what happened, they chopped it up to a misunderstanding and teenager emotions, just because they didn't want to go into anything, well, chaotic for the 2 nations, so they let it go. Kakashi was not too happy with nominating Naruto for the exams. However, if Naruto was not nominated, it also meant Team 7 was not going to be nominated, and many was coming this year to see the Uchiha. Yes, many wanted to see the last Uchiha within Konoha. Sasuke was a big deal, and they heard about the Kazekage son as well. Many was hoping and looking forward towards that battle, so Naruto was going to have to participate. As much as they might dislike the idea, even Hiruzen was second guessing himself. However, he allowed it, as he was waiting on a single individual to arrive. Maybe he could actually make a difference in Naruto's life. But he was going to have to wait. Time skip. As Naruto was relaxing within the forest, when Sai suddenly appeared. "Speak," said Naruto. "The seal that you possess is a special one. After thorough examination by our best Fuinjutsu user, it turns out that you need a key." A key? Yes, a key to open it. Given the one that placed the seal on you is now dead, we have no idea where that key is, but we have our suspicions that it was either handed over to Hiruzen or his sensei, Jiraiya of the Sannin. We believe that is most likely with Jiraiya. Minato was also a summoner of toads. He might have gave the key to them, who gave to Jiraiya, to keep it for when you're ready to use the full power of the Nine Tails. Or so they thought. "So I need a key, huh? Well, I'll get my hands on it soon enough," Naruto said, as he stuffed his hands in his pockets, and he started to walk away. "There's something else." Naruto kept on walking. "My master said that you should show them no mercy. Show the other nations why Konoha is number one." The only thing Sai received was laughter, as Naruto walked away. The next day, "What took you so long?" Sakura said. "Mind your business, woman," said Naruto, as he walked past her. Sasuke said nothing, as Sakura just glared at Naruto's back. She really hated him. They proceeded to make their way inside. It wasn't too long before they came across a room of people, as the Genjutsu tried to manipulate Naruto's cursed energy. Especially this weak Genjutsu, it stood no chance. As Naruto simply walked past, he could see the entrance, not to mention the number changing to the correct one. However, Sasuke went and, well, announced it to everyone. Sasuke and Lee got into a debacle, but Naruto did not care, as he just kept on walking. Neji, on the other hand, stood in front of the blonde, stopping him. "Who are you?" said Neji. His eyes were fixated on Naruto. Slice! Neji almost lost his eyes. However, he had jumped away just in time, as Naruto had sliced at his eyes with his nails. He then continued walking, ignoring the Hyuga. Sasuke and Sakura followed not too long after, as Naruto made his way. The two of them had stopped behind for what reason Naruto did not know, but he did saw a youth in green. When he arrived at the door, Kakashi was there. "Where are the others?" he asked. "They're back there doing some shit, but I don't really care," said Naruto. Kakashi was about to say something, but Naruto kicked the door open and walked inside. All eyes turned towards him, all of them fixated on him. They started to send their bloodlust his way, as Naruto scoffed, and he made sure to tell them how pathetic it was. "You're all pathetic," he said, "and by the end of this exam, I am going to kill each and every one of you." Several of them started to get angry at his remark. "What? Does that offend some of you? Well, you're welcome to go and try something, and let's see how this plays out." A rather cocky group from the Hidden Rain stepped forward, as the leader was a boy with a scar across his face. "You should not be running your mouth like that, especially when you're alone, tree hugger," he said, as Naruto chuckled a bit. "Is that supposed to be an insult?" "I'm just telling you to watch your damn mouth before me and my friends here break it in." "Break it in, huh?" said Naruto. Bam! Naruto backhanded him right in the face. Several of his teeth were sent flying as blood dripped out of his mouth. One of them reached for the umbrella that was on his back, as Naruto grabbed his arm and snapped it. He kicked the guy right in his nuts, making him collapse on the ground. The last member stepped back in fear as Naruto vanished. Naruto grabbed his head and slammed it into the wall until blood started to leak down as the guy collapsed. The leader was backing away in fear as Naruto stepped towards him, a bloodlusted look in his eyes. That is when someone made a move. It was a silver-haired individual with glasses. He raised his hand. "Look, I'm a friend," he said, wearing the headband of Konoha. "I have no friends. Now move or die." "Wait, it's just, if you kill them, you will be disqualified. And I'm sure that you don't want that, do you?" As Naruto was quiet for a moment, he tilted his head towards Rain Ninja. "I'll see you in the killing part, okay?" With that, he walked over. Kabuto was trying to follow him. "Do not follow me," said Naruto. As Kabuto backed off, Naruto went and sat down as Sakura and Sasuke came in. Sasuke had a bruised cheek, as Naruto did not really care though. What happened here?" Sakura said, as she saw blood and two guys moving one. The one that Naruto hit so hard in the wall he was still unconscious. She saw Naruto sitting down as she walked over. "Did you do this?" she asked him. "Shut your mouth," said Naruto. "No, you're gonna get us disqualified. Slice." Several fragments of Sakura here was sliced off. As she looked at Naruto, who had his hand raised, "I said, shut the hell up and mind your business. Since when did you think that it was okay for you to speak to me as you please?" "Enough," Sasuke said, as Naruto looked towards him. "And who the hell do you think you are, telling me enough? It's enough when I say it's enough. But not now. Soon though," he said. They were confused by what he meant by that. The tension was broken though as Ino squealed as she rushed inside, jumping on Sasuke's back, as Naruto proceeded to ignore everything else. He heard Ino and Sakura talking about him, but he just did not care, because to him they were nothing but, well, garbage. All of them. They were weak, pathetic, and flimsy, and they were not worth his time. However, ever since the battle with the red-haired individual, Naruto has been feeling something off. He was not sure exactly what it was, but that red-haired boy had something that he wanted, and he was not sure what it was. But he had something. Yes, he did, as Naruto locked eyes with him. Tamara and Kankuro saw the look in Gaara's eyes, and they knew that he wanted that guy dead. However, that guy was so strong. But it did not matter, Gaara never fails. The proctor came in a moment later, telling them all to shut up and sit down. As they all got in their seats, Naruto looked at the paper. He did not know a single shit on this. Well, it seemed this part was up to Sakura and Sasuke. If they failed, making them be disqualified, he was going to kill them sooner than later. However, in the end it was revealed that this was just a test for them to see if they would continue on. And Naruto would never give up, so this test was pointless and meaningless. Soon after, someone came in, and Naruto had to say he liked her attitude. She tried to scare them, but there was nothing on this planet that scared Naruto. Nothing at all. Well, perhaps not finding a worthy opponent to fight. Yeah, that kind of scared him. Or not having his fingers drenched in blood. Yeah, he liked the chaos. You should know that by now. Soon after, they found themselves in front of a forest. Anko was trying to make it look all scary as Naruto scoffed rather loud. Tuh. Pathetic piece of weeds. Anko launched a kunai towards him as Naruto tilted his head. She appeared behind him and placed it against his throat. Well, well, well. What do we have here? You know, the ones who talk big are always the ones that die first. Hey, woman, said Naruto. I like you and your style, but it would be in your best interest to release me right now. Otherwise, you might die, said Naruto. His tone was jovial, which confused her for a moment. However, Anko felt this sensation that made her feel scared. Just who the hell is this? As she did not recognize who it was. That is when someone else arrived, and handed her back her kunai. She almost attacked the person. Naruto glanced his gaze towards a grass ninja, as he could sense great darkness in this individual. The person returned back to where they were destined to be though, as Anko returned back to the front, casting Naruto a second glance. But he was looking at her. The group was given a heaven scroll. As Sakura and Sasuke was debating on who should hold on to it, Naruto took it away from them, as he did not listen to what they were going to say. Soon after, they were lined up at the gate, and then they proceeded to go in the forest. Around 5 minutes later, they came to a stop, as Sakura spoke up. "How are we gonna do this?" As Naruto started to walk away. "Hey, where are you going?" Sasuke asks. "Listen to me. All you two need to do is to remain near the entrance. I'll be back in some time, and then we can proceed to the next round. As much as I hate it, I need you two to pass this round. So don't get yourself killed or don't be late. Because if you are, I'll hunt the both of you down and kill you myself." Before they could protest, he jumped off, ignoring them. "God damn it, I hate him," Sakura said. "I wish he was never on this team." "You're not the only one," Sasuke spoke up. "Yeah," she said. "What are we gonna do?" "Come on," Sasuke said. She nodded her head as they made their way off. They were bonding in their sheer hate of Naruto, as the both of them really despised him a lot. Moments later, the Rain team had made it through. Yes, they had made it through. The guy's arm was bandaged up, the other one had a bandage over his nose, and the other one was keeping his mouth shut. They were pretty pissed off, yes they were, and they wanted some revenge. They were going to kill him in here. He caught them off guard because they weren't expecting him to make a move, but now they were ready. As they were making their way through the forest, someone appeared out of nowhere. The leader head was stomped into. With such force, his head slammed against the ground. The other two tried to move. However, the broken arm individual found himself hitting into someone. When he turned around, the smiling Naruto was there. Before he proceeded to rip out his eyes, he screamed out as the final one started to run. That is when several trees were sliced at their base. He tried to jump away, but he was crushed under them. They were too much, as Naruto stood there with a smile on his face. Now to hunt some more, he thought to himself. Time skip. The two remaining members of Team 7 were traversing through the forest. As they were making their way, Sasuke wanted them to get a scroll just in case that idiot screw up. As they made their way as quickly as they could. However, they came across a ninja from the hidden grass. At first, it was normal until the ninja started to show aptitude that was far above a genin. If it wasn't for Sakura, Sasuke would have died by the massive snake that had came. Soon after, Sasuke snapped back into gear. As he couldn't afford to let Sakura die, she just saved his life. And she was not strong enough to do this, but he was. As he was able to awaken the two totem in both eyes, he started to clash with the ninja. He ended up burning the ninja and revealing that it was Orochimaru. While that was going on, Naruto was stomping out. I couldn't reach his face until there was nothing left. He picked up the scroll. He tucked it in his pouch. Naruto had 10 different scrolls. He's been really enjoying the hunt. He's even killed 2 Konoha teams that were in here. And it was fun, seeing the look on their faces when they thought that he was a comrade. Well, not their comrade, but comrade in arm because they were all from Konoha. But he enjoyed crushing them under his boot. That is when he felt it once again. That wicked sensation as he traversed through the forest as quickly as possible as he arrived. He did not intervene right away as he stood on the branch, watching down below. He saw Sakura trembling away from the individual. Sasuke was on the ground writhing in pain. That is when Naruto saw the face, and he instantly recognized who it was. Down below. What did you do to Sasuke-kun? I simply gave him a gift, Orochimaru said. A gift that he will seek me out for. In due time, he said with a smile. Until then, you're gonna want to make sure that you survive. We wouldn't want our little Sasuke to fail the exams, now would we, he said, with that sinister smile. Sakura was about to say something until she was hit hard in the face. She instantly collapsed unconscious. Orochimaru raised an eyebrow in surprise. The last time I checked, teammates don't do that to one another, he said, looking at Naruto's headband. Oh, you mean this? This is simply for show, Naruto said. I've wanted to kill her since day one. Unfortunately, I need her for this part of the exam. Otherwise, I'll fail. And I won't get to kill as much as I want. Well, well, well. What do we have here, the Sannin said. Who are you? Name's Naruto. I presume that you're Orochimaru the Sannin. Well, it seems my reputation precedes me. So tell me, why have you knocked out your teammate? Oh, that's simple. I heard that you're one of the most ruthless and wicked, conniving evil that has ever surfaced within this village. And I want to know why you're here. Please tell me that you seek to burn Konoha down to the ground. Orochimaru looked towards Naruto amused. And why does that make you excited, he said. Because I've been looking for the opportunity to do so myself. However, I'm not complete. And at my current level I can't kill them all. I will end up being placed in jail, something I would rather hate. So tell me, are you here to burn this village? If you are, there's a few people I would like to kill before you do. One being Hiruzen Sarutobi, Kakashi Hatake. These two. I'll stop you right there, Orochimaru said. I can't allow you to kill Sasuke. Why? Said Naruto. That is when he noticed a mark on Sasuke's neck. Tuh. Well, screw him. You can take him if you want. So tell me, is that what you desire, Naruto asked. Orochimaru looked him over. And why should I tell you anything? For as far as I know, this could be a ruse. A trick. Well, I guess you would doubt my intentions after all. We don't know each other. But I don't care. Because maybe one day, I'll kill you too. Orochimaru looked amused. But for now, all I need is the destruction of this village. All I need is for this village to burn in chaos. Tell me, can you do something like that? Orochimaru watched him amused. Before he started to walk away, I'll keep in touch, he said. Do not take too long. Otherwise, I'll hunt you down myself. Such an amusing child, the Sannin said, as he left. Once he was gone, Naruto stood there. Naruto did not plan to work for anyone. After all, the moment he get what he wants, he was going to kill the Sannin. Besides, the Sannin would be a worthy fight. But not here, not now. He still was missing so much of himself. He didn't know why, but the red-haired boy had piece of him. He couldn't understand it. This seal, there was so much hidden away from him, all those dreams. Someone did something to him. Someone messed with his mind, his memories. He was supposed to be vastly powerful than this. Yet his power is kept away, locked away beyond his reach. However, that red-haired boy had a piece that he desired. And he will get it back. Very, very soon. Until then though, as Naruto picked up Sakura and Sasuke with ease, before he made his way off carrying the both of them. Time skip. When Sakura came to, she was confused. As Naruto told her that she was pathetic and got herself knocked out. And he brought her here. Sasuke took longer to wake up. Naruto did not care much for his health, so he simply tossed him in the room. Iruka had been confused when he had saw Naruto arriving with his two unconscious teammates. Naruto had dumped down a buttload of scrolls in front of him. Iruka had been terrified because Naruto did not stop the hunt. Once he got the both of them, he proceeded to, well, go after others and kill. However, sometime later, as Naruto was relaxing, before he had brought them to the tower, he looked up to see Sasuke covered in flame patterns. The Uchiha tried to attack him. Naruto shattered his nose. knocking him out in the process, before he dragged them towards the tower. Sasuke woke up with no former memory of that happening. But as usual, Naruto did not give a damn. Time skip. Several Anvus were traveling throughout the forest. Orochimaru had encountered Anko, but he did not stay for too long. He had something else on his mind. It was his curiosity with that boy. He knew exactly who he was. He was a 9-tail holder. To believe that the boy had wanted to willingly betray his village. When he spoke to Kabuto soon after, it turns out that majority of the ninjas had died. The Sound Ninjas, Kin, Dosu, Zaku, they were torn apart. Yes, the Anvus were flocking through the forest. No more teams were entering the tower because they were all dead. Yes, they were all dead. It was a shocking thought. Countless teams had been killed. News was sent back to the Hokage about the ridiculous amount of scrolls that Naruto had. Hiruzen was petrified. Naruto had murdered every single one of them in a brutal way. Then and now, Hiruzen realized that the boy was truly messed up in the head. The moment the exams proceeding was over, he would pull Naruto from the shinobi roster. Several Konoha teams has also been found killed in the forest. They can't tell if Naruto was the one that killed all of them, or maybe it was an interaction with another team. The bodies. Some of them weren't mutilated, some of them were just slashed, some of them were stabbed, some of them had internal bleeding. However, Hiruzen knew the right thing to do was remove Naruto from the shinobi roster once everything was over, and send him to Inuichi for therapy sessions. However, they could not pull him until the exams was done, as they were waiting for the finals to proceed. He will speak to Jiraiya about this. He's already made up his mind and nothing will change that. This boy is a threat to everyone, and he needs to make sure that he's controlled before he gets too dangerous and powerful to the point where none of them could control him. When everyone was finally there after the 5 days had commenced, majority of the teams were Konoha teams, except for the One Sand team. Kabuto Yakuji was looking over towards Naruto every now and again. Naruto told him to stop looking at him before he tore his eyes out. Kabuto had simply given him a fake smile. Soon after they were all lined up, Hiruzen was giving Naruto a hard look, but Naruto smiled with a nonchalant look on his face, pretending like he did not give a damn. But in reality, he just did not give a damn what anyone think of him. The reports that came in and they were gruesome. Some of the ninjas' heads had been squashed like pumpkins. Some of their organs were ripped out. Some of their body parts were gouged off. This boy was truly a horrific monster. He saw it from the beginning, but he believed that the boy could change. But now Hiruzen knew there was nothing in this world that could change Naruto. He was a monster through and through, and he knew that several people will agree with him on that. Soon after the preliminaries came to a start, Sasuke was the first to fight. Kabuto had left some time ago. He faced off against one of Kabuto's teammates. The curse mark was being a real problem for him, as it was hard for him to control more than usual because he never got a full chance to experience the power and tame it, because Naruto knocked him out right away. But somehow he pulled through. Kakashi took him away instantly. The rest of the matches were nothing but pathetic, as Naruto saw that firsthand. They were boring him. Finally, his name was called, as Naruto made his way down there. Arriving inside, glancing up towards the board as he saw who was coming down. It was Kiba. Naruto scoffed as Kiba was a bit hesitant on this. The days of the academy ran through his head. However, he stood tall. I thought you would run with your tail tucked between your legs. I'm not afraid of you, said Kiba. This is not the academy anymore. A lot has changed. You say that, but all I see is a weak, pathetic dog boy in front of me. I'll show you, said Kiba, as Akamaru jumped down off his head. Akamaru looked towards his partner. They were ready. The moment the proctor said begin, Naruto was in front of Kiba and grabbed him by the face. Naruto crushed his head against the wall. Blood started to leak down as Kiba was unresponsive. Akamaru leaped forward as Naruto slammed his foot in the dog's face. The dog was sent like a cannonball into the wall. Naruto had cracked the wall with Kiba's skull. Kiba was not moving as Naruto raised his leg to stomp in his face. However, he was knocked away by Hayate. I said it's over. Oh, sorry. It seems I didn't hear you, said Naruto. However, touch me again, and you're not gonna like it. Now listen here, Hayate said. I don't give a damn who you are. In here, I am in charge. As Naruto merely smiled, giving him a famous eye smile that Kakashi always wear. I suppose you're right, he said. For some reason that sent chills down Hayate's spine. Kiba was quickly rushed to the infirmary. As Naruto was smiling, someone stopped in front of him as he looked up towards a woman. He was your comrade, she said. Despite this exam, he was a fellow Leaf Ninja. How could you do that? I understand with opponents, but you even went to the same academy as him. Answer me, she said to him. As Naruto looked at her. Listen, woman. I don't know who the hell you are, but get out of my way, and I'm not gonna repeat myself. Kurenai looked down towards him with a hard glare. She heard things about this boy, but for him to actually hurt one of his own people like this, she was angry. It was about time someone put him in his place. He's always disrespecting people that are higher than him. Maybe, if you had trained him better, he wouldn't be such a pathetic, whiny piece of shit, said Naruto. Kurenai could take a lot. However, going after her students was a point that she did not like. Her body responded as she raised her hand. She wanted to teach him a lesson, as Naruto was begging for it, the grin on his face the moment her hand got close. However, Asuma appeared and grabbed her hand. Kurenai, enough, he said, looking around. That is when she realized. She gave Naruto a hard glare. Stick it up your ass, said Naruto. As he walked by her, Asuma had to hold her back. As Naruto made his way and sat down, Sakura looked towards him and shook her head. She did not even respond. More teams went down below, as Naruto proceeded to ignore all of them, until a certain fight caught his eye, as he heard shouting. It was between Neji and his cousin. The both of them started to go at it. The more Hinata got beat down, the more Kurenai was biting her fingernails. Pathetic bitch, said Naruto. Kurenai heard him, but she did not respond. Who the hell would put someone like her in the exams? Weak, fragile, completely pathetic. They should just kill her already. A kunai was sent sailing towards Naruto's head as he tilted his head as it slammed into the wall. A bloodthirsty kunai was looking towards him as she brought her hands up to weave her most dangerous genjutsu on this boy. After what he just said about Hinata, she was really losing her cool rather quickly. He was getting under her skin. He was disrespectful. He deserved every single moment of it. He deserved to suffer in pain. However, Kurenai was once again stopped, this time by Kakashi's intervention. Sasuke was not here. Kakashi looked down towards Naruto and sent him a glare. Is that any way to talk about a fellow Konoha ninja? What? It's not my fault it's true, said Naruto. Soon after, names were called. Kakashi picked for Sasuke. The first match was Temari versus Shikamaru. The second match was Shino versus Kankuro. And the third match was Sasuke versus Neji. And the fourth match was Naruto versus Gaara. That was all Naruto heard as he looked over towards the red-haired ninja. Gaara stood tall as the both of them glared at one another. Friction started to go through the ear. Gaara was going to do the same thing that he just did to Lee with this person. Sakura was already out, knocked out by Ino as Naruto had to say. She just deserved to die already. It will be soon though. So with that, they were given a month to train. Even Kurenai went to speak to the Hokage about that boy, and about what she tried to do. However, Hiruzen could completely understand. Naruto has gone from bad to worse. The more time passed, the more bad his attitude got. However, they just had to wait. However, Hiruzen already filed the papers. The moment this was done, he was not going to get promotion to Chunin. The reason why he was still going through was because the listing was already made and Naruto had made it to the preliminaries. But he was not going to make Chunin at all because he's going to be removed. Hiruzen had the power to do that and many more, as he was seeing this individual as a danger to his other shinobis, and he would not allow it. He would have to find another career. Hiruzen was already getting things prepped, as he knew that this boy would not take his response lightly, and would try to retaliate. Jiraiya had to be in the village to suppress him just in case. Time skip. The Sannin couldn't believe what he was hearing. What? Unfortunately, he's gone from bad to worse, and the only way to stop him now is to take him out of the Shinobi program. Jiraiya couldn't believe it. Of all the things that he expected to hear, this was definitely not one of them. Are you not probably over-exaggerating things? Jiraiya, you don't understand. I have seen many mistakes in my past. So many. And I had a chance to fix all of them, but I failed. However, I know within my heart that if I let Naruto continue on as a shinobi, there will be nothing but disaster in his wake. He handed over the files towards Jiraiya. What the Sannin saw horrified him. Jiraiya sat down as he was holding the files, completely shocked as he couldn't believe what he was looking at. He did this. I'm telling you, Jiraiya, there's something not right with that boy, and I have to do this. Time skip. Naruto was within the forest once again. He could feel someone coming his way. He was meditating, trying to draw out all of his power. The moment the person arrived, all the black markings that were appearing on his skin vanished. However, he smirked. He's getting better and better. The person landed and walked straight up towards him. So you're Naruto, huh? Naruto propped open one eye. Who's asking? I am Jiraiya. Jiraiya of the Sannin. Jiraiya was serious. Something that he's not shown in a long while in a first impression, unless you were an enemy. And why should I care, said Naruto. Just from the first words, he was starting to see what Hiruzen was talking about. I've heard a lot about you, kid, and that you're causing a lot of ruckus within the village. I'm gonna need you to stop that. Oh, okay, said Naruto. Whatever you ask. Jiraiya gave him a glare and a sarcastic remark. I'm being serious, kid. And why the hell should I care? I don't know you, nor do I give a damn about you. So why should your opinion mean shit to me? Jiraiya stepped forward. Listen, kid. I'm a Sannin. I've been through it. I've been through a lot. So much that you don't even understand. I have no idea where this disgusting attitude of yours come from, but you're gonna listen to me. If you keep on going down this path, things are only going to turn out badly for you. Screw off, said Naruto. Jiraiya grabbed him by the shirts, forcing Naruto up to his feet. I am not like the others that you speak to and just walk away. I am different, and you're going to listen to me. Do you understand me, said Jiraiya. Naruto started to laugh. Is that supposed to be intimidating or something? Listen, you damn brats. If you continue on this path, you're going to be removed from the shinobi system entirely. Jiraiya paused. He wasn't supposed to say that, but this kid was riling him up more than he expected. I expected that much, said Naruto. Wait, what? Of course. I knew that sooner or later the old monkey will make a move like this. But what do I care? Being a shinobi is boring, and I don't like it. Jiraiya gave Naruto a look. So you're doing this on purpose because you don't want to be a shinobi? No. I'm doing this because I don't want to be controlled by any of you. Control, said Jiraiya. He looked at Naruto skeptically. Is that because of what you contain? Don't talk about that, said Naruto. You know nothing about that. Jiraiya realized that he was seeing something, a pattern. He released a breath. Look, kid. I was friends with the fourth Hokage. And I know that he had a reason to seal the fox inside of you, even if you don't know it. A reason? He condemned my life to shit, and you're telling me that he had a reason? Yeah, I knew that things were bad. However, going down this path, behaving this way, it's not gonna solve anything. You're just gonna make people hate you even more. I heard that you don't even have any friends. Because I don't need them, said Naruto. You don't need them, or you can't get them. Naruto looked away. It's alright. I know that things might be set against you from the start, but listen to me. There is opportunity to grow and change. But you need to stop acting this way. You need to cleanse yourself of these thoughts, of these actions. Because they're only going to scar you for the future. You gotta listen to me, kid. I've been through it. I've seen it happen. I've seen it corrupt better people. And you're on the line as we speak. If you go any more over, there will be no returning back. As Naruto looked away, still not looking at him. Look, I'm gonna be in the village for a while. You can come and talk to me. Even if you have no one else to speak to, you can come and talk to me. I won't judge. He started to walk away. Hey, Jiraiya paused. Were you really that close to the fourth Hokage? Well, I was his teacher. And he trusted you, said Naruto. Yeah, so I'm telling you, there is a reason for everything. It might not seem so now, but there is. With that, Jiraiya made his way off, hoping that his little connection will go through. As he was going to leave now to give Naruto some time to think about what he said. Once he was gone, Naruto started to smile. Of course that bullshit would not work on him. He was just looking for what he needed. And now he was certain. This man was the one that possessed the key. There was no doubt in his mind. Did they really think that it would be that easy? For him to just switch over like that? These pathetic worms believing that they could control him with the threat of not being a ninja anymore. Being a Konoha ninja was shit anyway. And besides, he's looking forward to watch this village burn. And then he's gonna rip the key straight out of him. Well, torture it out to be quite exact. Naruto thought with a grin on his face. Oh, he's gonna love killing them. When he speak of them, he mean the toads. One by one, because he was certain that they were connected into this. That Minato was a crafty bastard, wasn't he? The moment he can free himself, the moment he will understand what he once was. Because he was sure that he was far better than any of these pathetic garbage that call themselves humans. He was stronger, vastly so, better than them in every way possible. With that, he proceeded to make his way off. A distance away watching was none other than Kabuto Yakuji. As he proceeded to fetch for a mask behind him and placed on his face. His master had sent him to have a chat with the Uzumaki. He saw the smile after Jiraiya had left. That boy was a conniving evil. Kabuto was not sure what he wanted, but he did not give a damn or respected anything the Sannin said, and Kabuto knew that. With that, he made his way off, as Jiraiya made his way back to the tower to speak to Hiruzen about his encounter with Naruto. Hiruzen was dead set on taking Naruto out of the program. However, if Jiraiya could show that he changed after a couple of years, he might return him back to the program. However, he would have to see the change firsthand. And he would not take anyone's word for it. Hiruzen was unaware though, that he would not live that long. There were so many people plotting his death, and the most evil is right under his nose. But guys, me and subscribe right here. If you want to see next part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below and turn on that bell notification, stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. But I'm off now, see you guys soon. Peace out.